Well, good morning. It's great to be back in Hoboken, birthplace of baseball, Frank Sinatra, on the waterfront, and so much more. So it's thrilled to be back here on a great day. To my colleagues, Governor Murphy, appreciate your leadership. Mayor Bala, thank you. We can advocate for great projects, but we need a great project to be devised in order to be a strong advocate for, so we appreciate your leadership. To Craig Guy, who I believe will soon be our next county executive, to all the members of the Municipal Council who are part of this effort, particularly Councilman Cohen, this is your ward, to Commissioner Romano, and to Dr. Wolf, my dear friend, great to see you here today, and to Zoe and Harrison, who I look forward to hearing from, and to all the students who are here, because this park is really about the next generation of Hoboken residents. So I'm glad to see you all here at this day. You're going to remember it for years to come. And I appreciate our Commissioner of the Department of Environmental Protection, who's always there and whose name is synonymous with preserving for the next generation of New Jerseyans a quality of life that we can all enjoy. It's a joyous occasion. We're here today to mark the successful completion of the Northwest Resiliency Park project, a landmark undertaking which was made possible through federal grants administered by FEMA. It is just the latest example of how New Jersey is leading on community investments. With one project, we see a shining preview of the future and the sustainable infrastructure of tomorrow. With one project, we see innovative stormwater management that reduces the risk of devastating floods. And with one project, we see a testament to the incredible transformation we can achieve as a community. What was once an asphalt-covered site is now a lush green park filled with amenities for Hoboken families. The journey to today's grand opening required enormous grit and willpower, and for a moment I'd like to touch a bit on the history and significance of that effort. The seeds of this project were planted in those first uncertain days after the worst natural disaster in our state's history. When the howling wind and rains of Superstorm Sandy finally died down, the damage it wrought on our state laid bare. Here in Hoboken, a 14-foot storm surge left most of the city underwater. I'll never forget traveling to the city, witnessing the devastation of flooded PATH stations, towering debris and rubble, residents kayaking in the streets. To meet the scale of this destruction and to build back stronger than what was lost in the storm, I got to work. I fought tooth and nail in Congress to secure a $50 billion Sandy recovery bill that provided our state with the help it needed. I was shocked to have my colleagues in the Senate object. I have always voted for wildfires in the West, flooding in the Mississippi, hurricanes in Louisiana, but when it came time for New Jersey, somehow we weren't deserving. And I reminded my colleagues, we call this country the United States of America. We're all in it together, and we ultimately overcame their objections. We pushed FEMA and the insurance companies to reopen claims for all Sandy victims when it came to light that they were being systematically lowballed. And over the years, when the federal government tried to claw back aid from the state, not once, not twice, but 3 times, every single time, I stood in the breach and extended deadlines so we could spend the money we were entitled to. After all, it doesn't matter whether it's a Republican administration or a Democratic one. When it comes to helping New Jerseyans, you're not taking away our federal dollars without a fight. To me, Sandy relief and recovery goes beyond politics, beyond what party you're with. At the end of the day, it's about people. It's about getting Garden State residents back in their homes and making sure they can thrive in their communities. And today's event proves exactly why. When the federal government tried to divert a chunk of Sandy relief money and send it all over the country, even though it was meant for Sandy, I made sure New Jersey secured a special carve-out. Of that money, Hoboken received a $230 million federal grant to reduce flood hazards across the city. Thanks to this grant, new bulkheads, seawalls are being built to make Hoboken more resilient to flooding. Existing infrastructure is being upgraded to better handle heavy rains. And at the municipal level, new policies and guidelines are being implemented to slow stormwater runoff. In short, thanks to this grant, the Mile Square City is leading the way. Anticipating stronger storms and weather events due to climate change, Hoboken is preparing for whatever the future holds. Why? Because it's learning the lessons that Sandy taught us. coming out stronger as a result. Now, anyone who has spent time in Hoboken, I lived here at one time, knows it doesn't take a superstorm for some roads to become impassable. In parts of the city, when it rains, it pours, and that's when the flooding starts. And if heavy rains and rising seas pose a danger to residents and families, then it's on us as leaders to move heaven and earth as we work to protect them and their livelihoods. Here in Hoboken, climate change isn't a theoretical exercise. It is a reality that's already here, which brings me back to the significance of this park. In many ways, this project is a perfect example of pre-disaster mitigation efforts. Underneath this park, it has been said, underneath this beautiful park is a storage tank with the capacity to hold nearly 2 million gallons of stormwater runoff. The innovative design in this park was made possible thanks to a federal program that I helped fight for, the Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities, or BRIC grant. Administered by FEMA, this grant is focused on resiliency efforts before disaster strikes. If, as they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, then the BRIC grant program embodies this philosophy to a T. For every dollar it spends, studies have shown that it can save us as many as $6 down the road on future response and recovery efforts. I like those odds. I've been proud to champion this grant program in Congress because it makes opportunities like today a reality. Working alongside city, state, and county officials as we confront the challenges of the 21st century, today's event is about realizing the rewards of that hard work and protecting residents from the existential effects they face in climate change. I'll end with this. Northwest Resiliency Park is now, I understand, the largest park in Hoboken, a place where families can get together for picnics and play dates, a place where joggers and bikers can get their exercise, a place where community groups can meet up for events. It's a public space that will continue to give back to Hoboken for generations to come. Zoe and Harrison, this park is for you and for all of your classmates, the next generation of Hoboken residents. After all, it's been proven that cities and neighborhoods with green spaces provide enormous benefits for their residents. At their core, parks are a public good, accessible to all. Not only do they improve the local tax base and increase property values, they are associated with better health outcomes, from reduced levels to stress to lower blood pressure. So to me, in addition to the flood mitigation and the public works aspects of this project, to me this park is about improving the quality of life for Hobokenites, for New Jerseyans. Simple as that. It's about affording families and communities the best places to live and work and raise their kids. It's about the memories that will be created at Northwest Resiliency Park long after today's ribbon cutting is over. And so I want to thank my colleagues once again who have been partners in this important project. May the park stand the test of time as a tribute to what's possible when we work together for good government in the Garden State. Thank you very much.